This is a very exciting day for us to have the opportunity to launch the Sport Volunteer Coalition Action Plan. This is a piece of work that's been done off the back of research from 2021 that showed that volunteerism in Australia was starting to be challenged to actually get the numbers of supporters that we needed to help community sport and sport in general operate here in Australia. It's an enormous base of activity with 2.9 million volunteers currently involved in sport, contributing over $4 billion in economic benefit through the work that they do and their commitment to run communities. But as we all know, over the last couple of years with the impact of COVID, it's become harder and harder to get volunteers to return to be involved in sport, which is making it a little more challenging for sporting clubs and our children to have the opportunity to play. And we want to drive a conversation and open up the door to not only make it easier for volunteers to be involved, but to help sporting clubs and community groups run programs and deliver information to help them be able to support volunteers into their environments.
This is something that people had told me on the ground as the local member, even before COVID, that we were having trouble getting volunteers, sustaining volunteers. And that was obviously turbocharged through COVID, and it's a real problem for us that we are already tackling as we get back on track after COVID and head along the green and gold runway towards Brisbane 2032. So everybody knows someone who volunteers for their local sports club, and you also know that that person probably volunteers in 7 different other capacities as well, whether it's the school tuck shop roster, multiple hats across multiple clubs for multiple kids. So we want to support those people better, but we also want to get more people in to back them in. So as the Federal Sports Minister, I was so pleased that Kieran and the Commission are really leading the charge on this, launching it today so that we can get more people involved in the wonderful element of volunteering in sport.
There is no doubt that the community spirit and the impact that it has on the local community is quite strong. So it's important, firstly, to have the conversation and help people understand what's required and how they're actually able to get involved. I think historically it hasn't been so easy for volunteers to just turn up and help out, and a big part of the action plan is giving local clubs and community groups information and resources to help them understand how they can attract people, how they can make it easier to get volunteers involved, but also ensure that those volunteers are operating in a safe and connected environment so that we get them back and they want to continue to be involved and they can encourage other members of their community to be a part of the work.
I think it's also about what the AusPlay study told us was that the more traditional elements of recruiting volunteers are no longer working. So what we need to do is make it more inclusive, more accessible, look at more online and digital strategies to encompass people from all over, and sort of be a bit more modern and technologically focused in how we're doing it.